Hi everyone, this is Shannon Shy. Welcome to another installment of Q&A with Shannon about OCD recovery. If you want to send me a question, you can do so at Facebook, Instagram, my YouTube channel, or send me an email at shannonshy@gmail.com. Today is part three of our mini series about my strategy, which came to me by way of question from Anonymous. Could you please talk a little about the actual application of your strategy itself? Like, how do we know this is an OCD thought? What is it doing to us to make it so that we know it's OCD? And then what do we do? I'm pretty sure I remember the main tenets, but a refresher course can't hurt. Again, that came from Anonymous. All right. So great question. It's how I recovered, having a strategy along with desire, hope, motivation, and this intangible of changing my perspective and this intangible of having a warrior attitude. But the strategy, the answer to the question, what do I do to make OCD weaker? To get to a place where OCD doesn't adversely affect my life. What do I do when OCD taps me on the shoulder? So, the first ground rule we talked about having a perspective of I don't have to be perfect at implementing the strategy or anything else in life. Ground rule two, like ground rule one, is an omnipresent perspective. Right? Ground rule two is separating yourself from the disorder. Right? So if written down, the ground rule would say, think of OCD as an entity separate from you. Think of OCD as your enemy and that you are in a battle to protect yourself and your family. The checkpoint. So the checkpoints are things I would tell myself to help me implement the ground rules. The checkpoint here, I am not OCD. OCD is not me. OCD is trying to ruin my life. OCD wants me to be miserable. OCD is my enemy. I want to get better. I will win this battle. So, the crux of ground rule two is separation. Separating yourself from the disorder. It was a natural evolution of perspective for me, right? I would tell myself, and if you remember nothing else, think separate myself from OCD and then tell yourself, I am not OCD. OCD is not me. I have peer clients who tell me, I understand everything in the strategy, but I just can't seem to figure out how to separate myself from OCD. That's okay. It was a natural evolution of perspective for me. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, no worries, right? You're still going to have to do the other pieces of the strategy to make OCD weaker. And we'll get to those. But the strategy doesn't hinge on whether or not you can separate yourself from the disorder. I also have people tell me, you know, you keep talking about OCD being the enemy. That makes me uncomfortable. I don't like to think of anybody as my enemy. I like to prefer to think of OCD as friend who's gone off course and needs some correcting. However you want to think about OCD or perceive OCD, fine. Okay. Again, this isn't critical to the success of the strategy. I do know that my friends would have never done to me what OCD did to me. So think, separate myself from the disorder. The disorder is something different. I am not OCD. OCD is not me. It does not define who I am. It is trying to send me messages designed to get me to respond, designed to give me doubt and anxiety, to make me miserable. And there's something I can do about that. And that will lead us to ground rules 3, 4, and 5 coming up. All right. Have a great day. Bye.